Good day to everyone. My name is Thirmurgan. Today I will present my assessment 1 for MGT 5333, my managerial leadership personality. This presentation focuses on my self-reflection and how many personality traits is influenced by my leadership effectiveness. So let me start. Let me go to the introduction first. So basically, I hold a bachelor's and master degree in chemical engineering and currently work as a regional manager overseeing process safety in one of the chemical company. So basically, I mean, leadership is critical in my role because decision directly affect people, asset, and operational safety. Since I'm in the process safety and I'm in the EHS for a long time, this is very crucial for me. This subject helped me to reflect not just on what I do, but how I lead. So to support this reflection, I use the Big Five personality framework. Rather than explaining all five traits, I focus on the that most strongly influence my leadership behavior in the real workplace situation. So basically, we have five traits. But what I will do is today, I will discuss the most strongly influence with my leadership behavior. I'm going to discuss that traits as well. Yeah. So I completed the IPIP Big Five Personality Test from the open source psychometric project. The value of this test lies on it how it increased self-awareness and helped me reflect on my leadership impact rather than the scores alone. Basically, it will tell how am I, whether which traits am I strong and which part I have a weakness. So as you can see here, this is the summary of my result. So my results show very high level of conscientiousness and intellect or imagination. This combination explains why I naturally emphasize discipline and execution, while also questioning systems and seeking continuous improvement. This is very important because now in my role actually I'm taking care of the regional role. So when I completed this result, so I have these two traits which I think that it'll really self-reflect on what I'm doing and how I can improve. So this is very helpful for me. So on this slides on the throughout this presentation, I will explain why it is important for me and how does this will help me in my future. Yeah. Next, for the first, we have a two traits. I'm going to discuss two traits, consider and intellect or imagination. The first trait that I'm going to discuss is conscientiousness. Conscientiousness matters to me because in process safety, consistency and discipline are essential. Mixed action or poor follow-up through can have a serious consequence. So these traits strongly shape me how I manage and lead. Since we are dealing with the chemical company, this is very important because any single mistake, it might lead to the very big incident. So that's why you must be very focused on what you're doing actually. Okay, first I'm going to discuss conscientiousness based on from the management strength perspective. From a management perspective, conscientiousness help me plan effectively, control risk, and ensure safety actions are completed on time for all the sites that we are dealing. This has strengthened trust with stakeholder. Stakeholder means here is the plant owner, the chemical plant owner, the chemical site operators, or as commitments are reliably delivered. So this is the first trait, management strengths. And also for the management weakness perspective, I think that I have also have experienced some challenges. My strong focus on detail and control can reduce flexibility and slow decision making, especially in the dynamic or time pressure situation. Yeah, and that's about the management weakness. And on the leadership strength perspective, as a leader, conscientiousness allows me to model accountability and consistency. These build trust within the teams, particularly during audits, review, and safety critical discussion. Because with that, you need some leader and leadership skill to do that. Yeah, so you need to take the accountability. You need to get the trust from the site people. You need to get trust from the area owner. Then only they will trust you. So this is very it's a real thing on me. Yeah, on the leadership weakness perspective. At the same time, being overly structured may limit empowerment. That's what I think, that some team members may hesitate to take initiative if leadership control feels too strong. If you're too strong, if you're too control the people, they might have they might think that okay, no need to change, something like that. So I think in that perspective, you cannot be over empowerment as well. Yeah, that's about the trade one. So let me go to the trade two. Trade two here I'm going to discuss is intellect or imagination. Intellect or imagination is important to me because in process safety, we know that process safety, we are dealing with the process and safety. Yeah? When we are talking about the process and safety, we are dealing with the chemical engineering and also safety EHS. So this process safety is constantly evolving. New risk, incidents, and regulation requires leaders to think critically and continuously learn. So this trait also very important for me. So I will discuss about this trait, about the perspective things. On the management strengths perspective, this trait support problem solving and learning from incident. It enabled me to apply lesson learned across site and drive continuous improvement in the safety management. So basically, we have a lot of safety incidents, right? We have a lesson learned. Yeah? We call it lagging indicator, which is a lesson learned from the other side, from other, maybe it could be in another region. So what we can do is we can apply the same lesson learned so that we not end up in the same incident in our side. So this is the trait that tell about that. On the management weakness perspective, strong analytical thinking might lead to overanalysis. In some situations, spending too long evaluating options can delay decision sometimes when the timely action is required. So sometimes some action you need to go by timely. You cannot take more time like keep on discussing. So in that perspective, I think that it might that's some weakness on the management side for imagination and intellect. And for the leadership strength perspective, as a leader, this trait encourage innovation and foresight. It helped me prepare teams for the future risk instead of only reacting to the past incident. So basically, I will talk about the leading indicator. So just now, when in the management perspective, we are talking about the lagging indicator. Now we are talking about the leading indicator. Leading indicator, how we going to react with the future incidents. So that's how we going to be how we going to prevent the future incidents. So this trait actually helped me to learn about that. And on the leadership weakness perspective, I've learned that not all team members are ready for the new ideas at the same pace. Yes. Effective leadership requires balancing innovation with clear direction and practical execution. This is very important because not the same also in conscious trade. Not everyone is ready for the new ideas at the same phase, and not everyone they want to go for the futurist. So it's your job to make that you to change the people. So you must be a charismatic leader. You must show your charismatic leadership where you can change the people. Yeah, that's very important. Okay, that's about the two traits. Now this reflection helped me realize that my leadership effectiveness depends on balance. So what this is actually what actually reflect to me. Discipline shapes how I execute decision, while curiosity shapes how I improve systems. Knowing when to act decisively and when to explore ideas is critical in safety critical contents. Yeah. Next, what are the areas for self-improvement? Based on this self-reflection, I aim to balance structure with flexibility. I will decide faster when risk is controlled and adapt my leadership style to learn maturity and situation demand. Based on the situation and based on the leadership style, I will need to be decide faster when how to control the risk, because if you cannot control the risk at the right time, it might end up in the worst case scenario. So you need to be very proactive and you need to be very uh, independent to make a decision. So that's why I think that this is very important for me. This test is very important telling about my structure. So in conclusion, understanding my leadership personality support my continuous development as an effective and responsible leader. Understanding how my traits influence my behavior help me lead more consequently, responsibly, and effectively. All right, that's all for this presentation, and in this presentation is also there is a video. Yeah, so I already attached the this also in the slide is supported by a recorded video submitted via the provided URL in this slide. Within also I also mentioned about the required duration as well. Yeah, the reference list provided also from the academic support for the personality framework, leadership theory, and psychometric tool used in this reflection. And that's all for me. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks. Bye.